MovieWeb.com.
Did you know this lady before all of this happened?
I never
because there was like they show pictures, I guess, at a dance and at a Halloween party, and from the accounts that are in the film, it made it sound like people knew she was nuts at the time before anything happened.
She was a resident at the medical school where Andrew was at the time a med student, which is when they met, and she was quite a bit older than him and had already been married and divorced twice with 3 children from previous marriages. The children were living with their fathers. She kind of left them there and took off to go to medical school. So the people who were mainly talking about her in the movie were people who had known her from school and were not her biggest fans and had seen sort of just strange behaviors going on there, and were kind of like, Andrew, what are you doing here? Why are you hanging out with this person? So at a certain point, I think he realized this wasn't a good thing for him, but he was the kind of guy who had a hard time telling people, like, it's over, please go away, and she obviously wasn't going to hear that and kept showing up anyway. I only met her one time because I wasn't out there in school. I would hear about her, and he would call and email. When he would be in town, he'd tell me about this person he was kind of seeing or whatever. She came out to California one time with her kids. It was actually staying at Andrew's parents' house in the Bay Area, and she was getting ready to take her kids down to, I think, Disneyland, and she needed to go rent a car. And Andrew's mother had been laid up with a foot surgery she'd had, and she called me and said, "Oh, would you come over and pick up Shirley and take her to get a rental car?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure," because I was kind of curious to see who this person was that I'd been hearing about. And so I actually did spend like 3 hours just one-on-one with her, driving around the city, getting her car and getting lunch to bring back to the kids and everything. And I remember that she talked a lot, and she got very, very sort of catty and upset when the subject of Andrew's ex-fiance came up, and started saying some things that I didn't particularly like, because I'm still very good friends with Andrew's ex-fiance, and I was just like, okay, you can cut it out now. So I remember finding her a little too talkative for my taste. And that she kind of said mean things about other people that she didn't need to. But never occurred to me that this person was a potential killer. But I spent 3 hours with her once, a year before it happened. People who spend a lot more time seem to have a sense, like when they got the news, that I bet they jumped to that conclusion. So I once for 3 hours is not exactly an enormous amount of exposure to someone, but it was the only touchstone I had thereafter, because I never saw her in person after she killed him. There was danger of that when I was in Newfoundland, which is why we were kind of hiding me, but yeah.
Okay, well, I'll just ask one more question since I've already taken up 25 minutes of your time.
No, it's fine. That's what I drove here for.
Okay, well, just me. That's good. Well, I appreciate you coming down here. But after watching the film, I'm wondering, you're going to put out a DVD, obviously. Mm-hmm. Are you going to be able to put some more of, like, the films you guys made together on there? Because, I mean, I wanted to see more of that, and I know my girlfriend wanted to see more of that, and I'm sure we're not the only ones that feel that way.
Oh, that's interesting. People have asked about that. I find them somewhat embarrassing in some ways. But I suppose I could. What I have prepared for the DVD is like more footage of him, like the entire footage of like Andrew was rather infamous in Newfoundland for almost accidentally starting a forest fire that was put out quickly.
That story,
yeah. And so the entire, and he would tell that story at parties and just have people on the floor. I mean, he just had it down. It was like a comedy routine. And there's like an entire 11-minute tape of him telling that story that I prepared as a bonus feature for the DVD. Also, excerpt in the film is the best man speech that he gave to our friend Matt at his wedding, which I think is just a phenomenal, wonderful speech that just showcases his humor and his emotion in the same thing. And so that'll be there in full. And there's some lifted sequences from my longer cut of the movie. Wow. Okay. So you're like maybe the fifth or sixth person I've heard ask about that. So maybe I should put something together.
Well, like the time machine one, I thought was like funny. I wanted to see more of it.
Oh yeah. It's kind of long. I don't know if people actually have the whole thing. They might go, oh, okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
I can certainly put some stuff together for that. That would be interesting. Okay. Well,
I think.
Oh no, I've been asked about that multiple times now, so I'm like, okay, there must be a reason. People must actually be interested. So okay, maybe I should put a little more together. So I could, sure, yeah.
I think you should.
Okay.
I think it would be cool for
thanks
the
for letting
DVD.
me know. Okay.
Now,
I just thought I thought people might be bored or something, so I didn't, But okay. Cool.
Well, just one more question. I don't want
Sure.
this to sound weird or like spiritual or whatever.
No.
I'm just wondering, have you felt like Andrew's spirit around this, like at any instance, like that you can feel that he's okay with? I don't.
Either he's okay. Okay.
Like he's okay with this, and with what you're doing, and like you've kind of felt like just maybe a moment or something where you got the feeling that.
I want to say yes, but I'm not sure. I can give you specific examples. The biggest thing for me that has been great about this whole process is that because as you can see when you see the finished movie, I basically kind of finished the movie for his parents in a way, and put it out publicly for them. And so it's been really wonderful to go to all these festivals with them and just see the audience just give them standing ovations, like just embrace them afterward, just the volumes of emails that have been coming in. So I think it's been really, a wonderful experience for them to be heard and to be paid attention to, and also to have people validate their pain and what they went through. And one thing I said, Andrew was such a social creature with more friends in far-flung places than anybody I've ever known, that it's just like him to be making thousands of more friends 7 years after his death. It's just, which I think is really really cool that he's been gone for so long, from the earth, but people are still right now getting to meet him, every week that the movie shows at a new festival or when it comes out. So. There's been a few things that have happened that have just been kind of I don't know if I can really talk about specifically.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to get too personal.
But just things that just sort of have kind of magically come together effortlessly that just feel kind of guided in some way. That has happened a little bit, yeah.
Oh.
You have to go? Or?
Yeah, I
okay. No problem. Sure. So, I guess. And even before I actually was really shooting the movie in earnest, there have been other things that have happened in my life that just, happened in such a way that it just sort of felt like there was more going on there than just happenstance, if you know what I mean. Mm-hmm. It's hard to describe, but short answer is yeah.
Okay. Then I guess we'll wrap it up with that.
Indeed.
So
cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.